SciSAR classes. Join SciSAR classes and fulfill your dream.
As we are discussing about the ionic equilibrium, still we have the 4 lectures for the discussion of ionic equilibrium. But due to the coronavirus problem, we are unable to take the lectures in a continuous manner. That's why I'm just revising all the concepts which we have discussed in the last 4 lectures. In the first lecture, we started our discussion with the concept of equilibrium. Equilibrium is nothing but two processes occurs in the equal rate, whether it is a physical or a chemical. That's why there are two types of equilibrium: physical equilibrium and a chemical equilibrium. In a physical equilibrium, two states of the same substance exist at equilibrium. But in a chemical equilibrium, the rate of forward reaction, rate of backward reaction is equal, and the concentration of reactant and product remains constant. Then we talk about the second concept of the ionic species. What is ionic species? The atom or a group of atoms which carry the charge. Atom or a group of atoms which carry a positive charge is a cation. Atom or a group of atoms which carry the negative charge is anion. So there are two types of ionic species, cation and anion. But when such cation and anion combine with each other to form the neutral molecule, it is called the electrolyte. There are two types of electrolyte: strong electrolyte and weak electrolyte. The electrolyte, when dissolved in water, dissociate almost completely into its constant ion is a strong electrolyte. For example, suppose we have the 100 molecule of the electrolyte, 100 molecule dissolved in water, and out of that 100 molecule, all the 100 molecule dissociate into the cations and anions. It's called a strong electrolyte. But suppose we have the electrolyte in the second case, which is also dissolved in water, but out of 100 dissolved molecule, only 20 get separated, that is dissociated into the cation and anion. It's called as a weak electrolyte. But suppose we have the 10 electrolytes in the laboratory and we just want to arrange all the 10 electrolytes with the decreasing or increasing order of order strain. It means that we want to assign a strain to the electrolyte for comparison in between them. That's why we go through the concept of degree of dissociation alpha. Degree of dissociation, that is alpha, is used to decide the strength of the electrolyte, how much it is stronger, how much it is weaker. So what is alpha? Alpha is nothing but the ratio of number of moles of electrolyte dissociate into its ion as compared to number of moles of electrolyte dissolved in water. Next thing is that the acid or bases. When we want to discuss about the chemical nature of the electrolyte, chemically electrolyte generally salts, acid and bases. So firstly, we are focusing on acid and bases. Acid and bases can be classified on the basis of their physical property. For example, acid having the ability to turn the blue litmus red, and base having the ability to turn the red litmus blue. Or acid is a sour in test, base is a bitter in test. This is the classification of acid and base based on the physical property. It is called a classical concept. But every time classical concept is not useful. It is not possible to drink acid or base to decide whether it is acid or base. That's why we go through the concept given by the various scientists. First concept given by the Arrhenius. The concept of Arrhenius is very simple. A substance when dissolved in water and produces H plus ion is acid, and substance when dissolved in water and produces the OH minus ion is a base. Then we go through the concept of the Lowry constant. Lowry constant concept is called as a proton acceptance and proton donation concept. For example, substance when dissolved in water and donate the H plus ion, donate the proton is acid, and the substance when dissolved in water accept the H plus ion, accept the proton is the base. At the other side, Lewis concept is quite different. This concept is concerned with only the substances which having the lone pair of electron. The substance which having lone pair of electron and having the ability to lose the lone pair of electron is called the base, and substance which having the ability to accept the lone pair of electron is called as the acid. But the Lowry constant concept gives rise to a new concept called the conjugate acid-base pair. When HCl becomes Cl minus, HCl becomes Cl minus, it is possible due to loss of H plus ion. And in the backward direction, Cl minus becomes HCl by gain of H plus ion. It means that HCl becomes Cl minus becomes HCl by mutual loss and gain of H plus ion. This is called a conjugate acid-base pair. So we define it as simply acid-base pair formed from each other. Acid-base pair formed from each other by mutual loss and gain of H plus ion. Then we talk about the amphoteric nature. Water is the substance which having an ability to react with the acid as well as bases. The substance which can be react with the acid as well as basic, it means the substance having the ability to represent the both acidic as well as basic character is called the amphoteric nature. Then we talk about the dissociation constant for uric acid. Actually, in the last lecture, when we not last lecture, last year in the 11th standard, when we are talking about the chemical equilibrium, we go through the concept of equilibrium constant. Equilibrium constant is nothing but the ratio of product of number of moles of product to the concentration of reactant. Similarly, equilibrium constant of the weak acid here called the dissociation constant for acid and the base. Then we go through the next concept, the Ostwald dilution law. Ostwald dilution law, after the discussion of somewhat derivation, we concluded Ka is the dissociation constant of weak acid and square root of volume. So dissociation constant of the weak acid is a directly proportional to square root of volume or inversely proportional to the square root of concentration. Similarly, the dissociation constant of weak base is a directly proportional to square root of its volume and inversely proportional to square root of concentration. And finally, we talk about the ionic product of water. The product of molar concentration of H plus ion and molar concentration of OH minus ion is called as the ionic product of water. It is symbolized by Kw, and magnitude of the Kw is 10 to the minus 40. Then we talk about the pH scale. pH scale is generally used to assign the acidic and basic nature of the substance. What is pH? Negative logarithm to the base 10 of H plus ion concentration. What is pOH? Negative logarithm to the base 10 of OH minus ion concentration. And we just derived one equation, pH plus pOH is equal to 14. And then in the fourth lecture, we have talked about the numerical based on all these concepts. Now we are going to talk about the one more type of electrolyte. As I already told you that there are three types of electrolyte: acid, base, and salt. Now from this point of this chapter, we are just going to focus on the salts. So let's talk about the salt in short. So guys, after revising the concept which we have discussed in the first two sections, right now I'm going to start with the third section. Today's session we are going to talk about the salt, types of salt, and the properties of salt. So what is salt? First of all, suppose Ha is the acid, I am using the symbol Ha to indicate the acid because on dissolving water it will produce two ions, H plus and N minus. The substance which produces H plus ion in the active solution is the acid. Now the symbol BOH is used to indicate the base because on dissolving water it will produce the two ions, B plus and OH minus. Ha is the acid because it produces H plus ion. BOH is the base because it produces the OH minus ion. When acid Ha reacts with the base BOH, they undergoes a chemical reaction and forms the two molecules Ba and H2O. How it is formed? H plus ion from the acid, OH minus ion from the base combined with each other to form the H2O molecule. Similarly, A minus of the acid combined with the B plus of the base and form the neutral molecule Ba. So here Ba is called as the salt and H2O is called as the water. And the chemical reaction in which acid reacts with the base to form the salt and water is called a neutralization. So salt is nothing but the neutralization product of the acid and bases. Right now we are going to talk about the types of salt. This classification of the salt is based on the nature of chemical reaction between the acid and base. Just observe the reaction properly. First one, ionic salt, and second one is that the normal salt. In the reaction between H2SO4 and NaOH, H2SO4 is a dibasic acid. It means that the H2SO4 can generate the 2H plus ion. But out of 2H plus ion, only one H plus ion take part in the neutralization. Listen again, H2SO4 can generate the 2H plus ion. But out of 2H plus ion, only one H plus ion is taking part in the neutralization. So H2SO4 will react with the NaOH, it forms the molecule NaHSO4 plus H2O. Again, we need to focus on only one thing. Out of 2H plus ion, only one is replaced by Na. One remains as it is. It means that H plus ion replaced partially. So neutralization reaction, when acid reacts with the base and H plus ion of the acid replaced partially by the base, such a salt is called as ionic salt. Ionic salt exhibit property of acid or shows the property of acid. But at the other hand side, what is normal salt? Again the same reaction, H2SO4, NaOH. You need to observe the nature of reaction. As I already told you that the H2SO4 is a dibasic acid because it contains the 2H plus ion. In this reaction, both the H plus ion are replaced by NaOH. That's why I am taking here 2. So reaction is a Na2SO4 plus twice H2. So what happened here? Both the H plus ion taking part in the neutralization. H plus ions replace completely in the neutralization. That's why do not shows property of acid. So again, a very simple concept. Ionic salt, normal salt. In ionic salt, H plus ion of the acid replaced partially by the base, and here all the H plus ion of the acid replaced by the base. So salt is called as a normal salt. So in this classification of salt, based on the property of acid taking part in the neutralization reaction. In the earlier discussion, we do a classification of salts, either ionic salt or the normal salt. It depends on the how many H plus ions of the acid taking part in the neutralization reaction. If the H plus ion of the acid taking part in the neutralization reaction partially, it is a ionic salt. If the all H plus ion of the acid taking part in the salt formation, it is called as a normal salt. Right now, we are going to classify the salts again. We are going to discuss about the types of salts again. But it is based on which acid, which base take part in the neutralization to form the salt. Here on the board, I have written the 4 specimens: a strong acid, strong base, HCl and NaOH respectively, because they dissociate almost completely. Weak acid, acetic acid, and weak base NH4OH, because they dissociate really less extent. What is salt? Salt is a neutralization product of acid and base. Suppose HCl, the focus of the first reaction, HCl reacts with the NaOH. HCl is a strong acid, NaOH is a strong base. So when the strong acid HCl reacts with the strong base NaOH, they form the neutralization product NaCl plus H2O. So NaCl is a salt of strong acid and strong base. We have discussed first type of salt, salt of strong acid and strong base. It means that salt formed from neutralization of strong acid and strong base. So you might get the idea of the second salt. HCl reacts with NH4OH. HCl is a strong acid, but NH4OH is a weak base. When the strong acid HCl reacts with the weak base NH4OH, again it will form the salt NH4Cl plus H2O. NH4 is a salt, but this is salt formed from strong acid and weak base, so I am calling this salt as salt of strong acid and weak base. So third type of salt, CS3COH, the weak acid, and NaOH is a strong base. When the weak acid, acetic acid, combines with the strong base NaOH, it forms the salt CS3CONa plus H2O. It is a sodium acetate salt formed from weak acid and strong base, so it is called as salt of weak acid and strong base. And finally, CS3COH is a weak acid, NH4OH is a weak base. So this weak acid, acetic acid react with the weak base NH4OH and they will form the molecule CS3CO NH4 plus H2O. It is an ammonium acetate salt. This salt, ammonium acetate, formed from weak acid and weak base, so it is a salt of weak acid and weak base. So simply we discuss about the four salt: salt of strong acid and strong base, salt of strong acid and weak base, salt of weak acid and strong base, and salt of weak acid and weak base. So guys, in today's lecture, first of all we revise the entire chapter and then we talk about the salt. Salt is nothing but the neutralization product of the acid and base. And depending on the acid and base which take part in the neutralization process, there are four main types of salt: salt of strong acid strong base, salt of strong acid weak base, salt of weak acid strong base, and salt of weak acid weak base. So right now we are going to talk about some important application of salts, like their property of electrolysis, hydrolysis, buffer solution, and combinant effect. So let's talk about the hydrolysis of salt. Everybody knows that a pure water is a bad conductor of electricity because water itself dissociates the very less extent into its ions, H plus and OH minus ion. But in the pure water, the concentration of H plus ions and OH minus ion is a very less. It is equal to 10 raised to minus 7 mole per liter. So this is what the fact: the concentration of H plus ion and concentration of OH minus ion in the pure water is very less. So pure water is a bad conductor of electricity, and that's why pH of the pure water is 7 and pure water is a neutral in nature. But point is that if salt is dissolved in water, again focus on the sentence: salt is dissolved in water, either cation or anion or both ions. Cation, anion or both the ions of salt combines with water and makes solution acidic or basic or sometime neutral. This property, this feature is nothing but the hydrolysis of salt. Again, see the definition of the hydrolysis. We are going to talk about the example of this, so you will get the concept ultimately. But right now, you focus on the concept. When salt is dissolved in water, cation or anion or both the ions of salt combines in the water molecule and makes that solution acidic, basic or neutral. This phenomenon is nothing but the hydrolysis of salt. So let's talk about the process of hydrolysis of various types of salt. Right now we are going to talk about the hydrolysis of salt of strong acid and strong base. NaCl is an example of salt of strong acid and strong base. When NaCl is dissolved in water, it is probably dissociated into its ion like the Na plus and Cl minus. So let's see how hydrolysis of NaCl will take place. Suppose NaCl, after dissolving water, if it produces the two ions Na plus and Cl minus, Na plus and Cl minus may combine in the water molecule to produce the two components NaOH and HCl. But guys, important thing is that this NaOH is a strong base while HCl is a strong acid. So everybody knows that the strong acid and strong base dissociate almost completely. So then the situation will become Na plus Cl minus combines with water molecule, and after combining with the water molecule they will produce the NaOH and HCl, but as NaOH is strong base, it is almost dissociated completely. Na plus OH minus. I just perform this dissociation because it is strong base, and HCl will be dissociated as H plus and Cl minus. So by cancelling the common ions from both the sides, finally we got H2O will dissociate into the two ions H plus and OH minus. So finally, what is the conclusion? NaCl is the salt of strong acid and strong base. So salt of strong acid and strong base, when dissolved in water, it is expected to produce strong base and strong acid, which dissociate almost completely. Therefore, the concentration of H plus ion and concentration of OH minus ion remains as it is, remains same before the adding the salt and after adding the salt. So this dissolution of NaCl in the water do not causes any acidity, any basicity or any change in the solution. So salt of strong acid, strong base do not causes hydrolysis. Do not causes hydrolysis. Let's talk about the hydrolysis of the second type of salt. The hydrolysis of salt of strong acid and weak base. In the first time we have discussed about the hydrolysis of salt of strong acid, strong base. But right now we are talking about the hydrolysis of the second type of salt, strong acid and weak base. As everybody knows that ammonium chloride is a salt of strong acid and weak base. If ammonium chloride is dissolved in water, it will be dissociated as ammonium ion and chloride ion. When this ammonium chloride is dissolved in water, is dissociated into the ammonium ion and chloride ion. So let's see what will be the happen if these ions are interacting with water. If ammonium ion and chloride ion interact with water, possibly they will produce a two component, NH4OH and HCl. NH4OH and HCl will be produced if ions of the salt combine with water molecule. But point is that NH4OH is a weak base and HCl is a strong acid. So right now NH4 plus Cl minus of salt combine with water molecule and they are producing the two component of weak base ammonium hydroxide and strong acid HCl. But guys, ammonium hydroxide is a weak base, so that's why it is not going to be a dissociated larger acid. Ammonium hydroxide remains undissociated because it is a weak base, but the HCl is strong acid, it will be dissociated completely, H plus and Cl minus again. By cancelling the common terms on the both sides, Cl minus, what is the final reaction? NH4 plus H2O becomes NH4OH plus H plus. It means that ammonium ion from the salt combines with the water molecule, from the undissociated ammonium hydroxide molecule. That's why the concentration of OH minus ion decreases because they used to produce the NH4OH. Ultimately, concentration of H plus ion increases and this solution becomes the acidic in nature. So this solution becomes acidic in nature. It is nothing but the hydrolysis of salt of strong acid and weak base, because I already told you that either cation or anion or both the ions of salt combine with water and make the solution acidic, basic or neutral. In the first case, the solution remains neutral because number of H plus ion and number of OH minus ion remains same. But in this case, cation from the salt combines with water and forms the NH4OH and H plus ion. As H plus ion quantity increases, the solution becomes the acid. Guys, let's talk about the hydrolysis of the third type of salt. The first two types which we have discussed is the salt of strong acid, strong base, salt of strong acid, weak base. Right now we are talking about the hydrolysis of the third type of salt, that is salt of weak acid and strong base. Sodium acetate. The sodium acetate is an example of salt of weak acid and strong base. If the sodium acetate is a dissolved in water, the expected ion formed from this salt is a CH3CO minus and Na plus. So acetate ion and sodium ion will be produced if the sodium acetate is dissolved in water. CH3CO minus is acetate ion and Na plus is sodium ion. When sodium ion and acetate ion combines with water molecule of the solution, they will produce CH3, COH and NaOH. It is acidic acid. Acidic acid is a weak acid, but while NaOH is a strong base. So what will be happening next? Acid ion, sodium ion of the salt will combine with water. They will produce the weak acid, acidic acid, and strong base NaOH. But guys, point is that, as already we know that weak acid or weak base dissociate in a very less extent. It means that this acetic acid remains as it is, undissociated because it's weak nature. But the NaOH again will dissociate as Na plus and OH minus. It's strong nature. So by cancelling the common term from the both side, Na plus get cancelled. So what happens here? CH3 CO minus combines with H2O will produce CH3 COH plus OH minus. So you can clearly see that a negatively charged anion from the salt combines with water molecule. Again listen, negatively charged anion from the salt combines with water molecule and forms the undissociated molecule of the acidic acid. That's why the OH minus ion concentration in a solution increases and solution becomes alkaline, that is basic in nature. Again, the concept of the hydrolysis, either cation or anion or both the ions of the salt combines with the water molecule and make the solution acidic, alkaline or neutral. Here what happens? Negatively charged ion from the salt combines with the water molecule, produces the undissociated acidic acid molecule, due to which the OH minus ion concentration increases and solution becomes alkaline nature. It's one of the application of hydrolysis of the third type of salt, weak acid and weak base. So guys, right now we are going to talk about the hydrolysis of the fourth type of salt, that is the salt of weak acid and weak base. Ammonium acetate. Ammonium acetate is an example of salt of weak acid and weak base. Suppose this salt is dissolved in water, it will be a dissociate into the two ions, CH3CO minus, this is the acetate ion, and NH4 plus is the ammonium ion. These ions of the salt, acid ion, when dissolved in water, they will combine with the water molecule in the solution and will produce two compounds, acetic acid and ammonium hydroxide. But guys, point is that acetic acid is also weak acid and the ammonium hydroxide is also weak base. In the first example, we see that the component which is the weak, which remains undissociated, and which component which remains the strong, it gets dissociated, due to which a substance becomes a solution becomes the acidic, basic or neutral. But point is that here both the acid and the base are weak in nature. So what is the outcome of this solution? It depends on which is a more weaker or which is a comparatively stronger. It means that the acetic acid is a weak acid, ammonium hydroxide is a weak base, but in between them, which is the more weak, it will be decide the nature of solution. So as strength of weak acid and weak base given by Ka and Kb. Ka is the dissociation constant of weak acid and Kb is the dissociation constant of the weak base. So strength of the weak acid can be estimated by Ka and strength of the weak base can be estimated by the Kb. Therefore, there are three possibilities. If Ka is higher than Kb, then solution is acidic. If Ka is less than Kb, then solution is basic. And if the Ka and Kb remain same, the solution is neutral in nature. So, in case of salt of strong acid, strong base, solution might be acidic, basic or neutral. It depends on the strength of weak acid and weak base, which can be estimated from K and Kb. That's it. It is all about hydrogens of all the four types of salt of strong acid, strong base, salt of strong acid, weak base, salt of weak acid, strong base, and salt of weak acid, weak base.